Hello and welcome to Running Hot, Blazing Trails through the Australian Netrunner scene. I'm Jackson. I'm joined by Sean. How are you, Sean?
Hiya, Jackson. I'm good. How are you?
Great. Thank you. Um, Today we have round one from the Swiss segment of our Northern Nationals tournament held in Brisbane, Australia. This is a very big event. Quite a lot of players turned up. Um, who have we got here playing today?
On the left, we've got Soham playing Azmari Attack with pretty cool art. And on the right, we've got Andrew playing Kit.
Excellent. And might I say, two very nice looking mats as well.
Yeah, pretty
Don't see these
cool.
very often.
Ah,
Yeah. So Andrew's got his mat upside down, facing the opponent for some reason. Intimidation factor.
maybe. He might be a DJ.
DJ, yep. Okay, looks like we've got the signal to go, so Soham's going to kick it off. Azmari EdTech. There was a fair bit of Azmari in the field. The
Yeah, it's
tournament.
seeing quite a resurgence.
Pretty popular.
With
Soham's opening with a protection on R&D and something in the remote. I think it's pretty safe to say that's usually a Rashida.
Yep. He's probably naming an event as well for
Yep.
the card player. We'll have to keep track of it and see.
Yes,
When he gets
so
the credits.
just to be clear on what's happening here, with Azmari, you have to, or you can name a card type at the end of your turn. And the first time each turn the runner plays a card of that type, you get 2 credits. And what does Kit do?
Kit is the first time each turn you encounter a piece of ice against code gate until the remainder of the run.
It's quite handy if you want to play a bit aggressive.
Mm.
You can always rely on that first piece of ice being a code gate. And speaking of cards getting a bit of a resurgence, I think since the most recent set came out, Kit's become fairly popular because of some of the new cards that have been released.
Yeah, definitely. Kit is probably one of the best decks at the moment.
Yep. There's the Rashida as
Ooh.
predicted. Draw 3 cards and gain 3 credits, and then do our mandatory draw. So Soham's off to a pretty good start. We see Andrew, I didn't mention it, but Andrew's played his console, Anacam, already.
Yeah.
It's good to get at the beginning.
So now when he when he plays an event and it's trash, he draw a card. And then he played Dirty Laundry, and that caused Sohan to get 2 credits of the attack ability. And then at the end of his turn, I think Andrew discarded Compile,
Yes.
which must
Yeah,
mean he thinks he's in a pretty good position where he won't brick on his breakers with his deck. Because they're always trying to play like Spark of Inspiration or something to play them from deck rather than draw them.
Yeah, he might have Spark in hand. Okay, Soham has res. That's an alt art for a Spin Doctor.
Oh,
So we
yeah.
draw 2. We've got a lot of cards in hand after that, I think.
It's got another Rashida in hand. Some ice.
I'd be looking for Your Digital Life at a time like this.
Yeah, that would be useful. Maybe like Color Man or something as well.
Mm.
Just wants to set up a kill server, right?
Yes, say so.
I guess you might be watching. You might not be necessarily familiar with how these current attack decks work in this meta, but basically the idea is Soham wants to create a situation where he can essentially score one agenda and it will kill the runner and win him the game on the spot. So that's what he's going to be trying to set up the whole game.
Yeah, and that can catch you off guard very easily.
Yeah,
It's
it's
happened
very
to me.
true.
You just they put something in the remote and you think, oh, I won't check it, and then you did.
Yep.
It can be that easy.
You can just die in like one turn. It's not fun.
No. Soham's really having to think about what to do here. I think must have maybe a few too many cards I think that we don't want.
I wonder if it's something like he has an agenda in hand and he's wondering whether to push the Rashida and leave HQ open or not.
Well, you could. Do these decks play punitive Counter-Strike as well?
They do now. I wasn't
They
going
do
to
now.
say it because I wanted to leave it as a surprise. But yes, they didn't, and now they do play Punitive Counter-Strike because it earns so much. Oh, is he playing a YDL here?
I think he is. It looked like we were counting cards in hand, and that's a lot of credits coming in. So
He earns
Yep.
so much money off YDL and the ad tech ability that they can just punitive you if you try and disrupt their game plan.
yeah. So do we just discard the agendas and hope that the runner checks and then kill him?
You can do, yeah, if there's punitives in hand.
I think that was an alt art as well.
Yeah, there's a sort of your digital life.
Now, I had to check every single one of these to make sure that they complied with the tournament rules, and I tell you that is not the funnest of jobs. But it's all above board. Everything's where it needs to be. Andrew's kicked things off with a diesel, looking for some options. Maybe we don't have Spark of Inspiration.
Yeah, he might not have it in hand. Might be looking for more money as well. I love playing diesel in these decks because you get to draw 4 cards off the Anakin total, which is really nice.
Okay, what are we playing? We're playing Build Script. So gain 1 credit, draw 2 cards. Costs you an influence.
I've seen build script in quite a lot of decks recently, specifically like these Anakin ones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, draw 3 and gain a credit. That's better
It's
than
pretty
diesel,
good.
right? We're now playing buyer bands. We're gonna. Oh, what's that?
Ooh,
In archives, I think we see.
spinning.
So we've
There's a
discarded the
in archive.
punitive. We're putting some cards back. We're getting a bit of a slice of Soham's deck here. I saw Send a Message. I saw another punitive Counter-Strike. I think that kind of gives away the game plan. There's a Hollow Man. Oh, and Andrew has thrown down Cataloger. Not that you could tell with the light the way it is at the moment.
Yeah.
Cataloger, that's a Shaper win condition. Very powerful card.
Yeah, it's pretty useful.
So that was installed off the buyer bands. So we did an install first and then drew 2 cards.
Okay.
Andrew knew what he wanted to put down. So now you know part of the game plan. If you were not familiar, once you see that punitive, it kind of tells you, all right, well, you need to be very careful about when you run.
Yeah. I played a game the other day where I accidentally just saw 6 points off of R&D single accesses turn 1 and I just immediately died the next turn.
Yep.
It's such a dangerous deck. I wonder why Soham discarded the punitive here actually.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I must not have had any more because we saw one of them in deck during the shuffle. Maybe nothing to score it with. So what's happening now is we're doing burner. So Andrew has run HQ and revealed 3 cards at random. I see Jupstar Grid, looks like a Rashida altar, and something else.
It's a
Piece of ice.
Yeah.
So
Might be like piranhas or something.
yeah, piranhas is popular in these decks. So we kept the piranhas in hand, and I think we put the Rashida and the other card on the bottom of R&D. Another very powerful Shaper card. And against in this kind of deck, I think it's quite handy, right? Because you can get rid of those things like punitive, or you can get rid of the.
It's pretty useful.
Yeah.
Get rid of the grid, Gypsat grid.
Jupstar Grid.
Even bottom agendas if you want to, like bottom re-educations, which is the agenda they use to kill you usually.
Yep.
Yeah,
If
you're
you're
too
put
worried
that as
about
far
taking
away
it
as
because
possible.
of punitive. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking. I wonder if Sohan discarded the punitive is if it's something to do with Andrew playing Anakam, and so if Sohan tries to punitive Counter Strike Andrew while Anakam's down and he tries an event, he'll just draw back up to 3 cards in hand.
Right. Yeah. And then you
So
have to
I wonder I wonder if he's
Re-
ditching the idea of doing that.
I could see that. Yeah. It's not like it's your only way to win.
No, yeah, it's more of a backup way, I guess. It's like an insurance. So Sohan plays predictive planogram and draws 3.
Yep.
Do you want to send a message and a spin doctor and a punitive so you can cause a reshuffle now to get the juxta grid back if he wants to.
Now, one thing I think we should note here is that that cataloger is supposed to have 2 counters on it.
Yeah, it should do, right?
Yes. So we've got to spend the counters to use its ability.
Mm.
But I think we'll notice that once we actually go to use it.
Yeah, probably. I've done that before with some cards.
We've got another punitive in hand. It's like Hollow Man, 2 pieces of ice.
Got a sudden commandment.
Oh yes, Sudden Commandment. That's a one.
It's because of the way the kill combo works. It's essentially to kill through something like Class Act, where the runner draws up or something at the end of their turn, and you need to bottom all the cards from their hand out using re-education.
Oh yes.
So sudden commandment allows you to go, oh well, I'll draw up, then I'll score the agenda. Is it you draw up and you play?
You play an operation.
Yeah, I think you can draw up and play predictive in the same click basically, and then if you're at threat, even gain the click back and then finish the agenda and then bottom all the cards with re-education so you can kill.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's one of the few ways you can play around it is just by having so many cards that the corp can't from the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got tricks to work around that though. So Andrew's just playing Creative Commission,
I think that was
making some money.
Was that an end of turn creative commission or was that like mid turn?
I think it was end of turn. I think Andrew looks like he took 2 credits and then Creative Commission, I think.
Okay.
So playing it a bit safe for now, discarding a trick shot.
Still hasn't found any breakers, which is a bit worrying.
Yeah, so we're not able to put any pressure on now that Soham's iced HQ.
Yeah.
But you don't need much, right? You just need a decoder and then you can get in anywhere once.
Not now necessarily.
Not the remote
Most
anymore.
stabilized.
Yeah.
But the other servers, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually these kit decks are set up in like 3 turns or so. Usually like blitz fast.
Cards might just not have come out in the right order for Andrew.
Yeah.
And you're kind of concerned that like you just make one wrong move and you're dead. Okay, so we're pinholing into the tube stud.
Which is pretty good.
Yep, you definitely trashed that. And I think we just realized the cataloger needs some tokens. Yeah.
There we go. So now to get, I think these decks only run 2 grids generally. Maybe they run 3. If they run 2, then Soham has to use the spin doctor now. Otherwise, you'll never see one again.
Well, it's at least 3 influence, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Not a cheap import.
But you don't have to. I guess you need to pay for the punitives as well. So yeah, you might only be on 2 because you run 3 punitives.
Jupstar Grid is 4 influence. So with 2 punitives. Yep.
But that means the send a message in his hand is going to hang around. It's not like you can just throw that back into deck. But that might be a good thing anyway. Sometimes it's good to hold agendas. Especially if Andrew has something like Cataloger down, so he's more incentivized to go to R&D anyway.
Yes. So now we've got Dr. Nuka has come down. It's going to give Andrew some draw options.
And then another 2 click for credits, I think.
Yeah.
Something else.
What have we got here?
Ooh,
That is another alt art.
I have
Putting
to
2
try and
credits
figure it
on it.
out from the effect. You
Draw
drew
2.
2. Oh, it's attitude adjustment, right?
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Remove.
another way actually you can get genders back in the deck. I forgot. They play
Mm.
this as well. Yeah. So you draw 2 cards and you can reveal up to 2 agendas from HQ. And I don't think archives, but maybe. And you get 2 for each. Shuffle them back in, right?
Yep. Make a little bit of cash. Shuffle your agendas back.
And that will move the grid, at least hopefully from the bottom of R&D.
Yeah.
Although that does mean one of the re-educations is back in the deck now. You actually really want those in hand.
Yeah, another spin doctor. Some of them has a lot of options. Looks like we're putting. Does that send a message into the remote?
I did not see. It might have been. He drew a send a message
Hmm.
from the spin doctor, so it's possible.
Andrew's drawing 3 with Dr. Nuka.
Mm.
We've got one more charge on that card now, so we can do that again one more time if we want
Dirty
to.
laundry. I guess it's worth noting as well. We haven't really talked much about the Azmari EdTech ability of cooling. You can cool different card types. Generally
Yeah.
speaking, a EdTech player only ever calls event. So I'm sure if you've kept track watching this game the entire time, every time there's been or the first time there's been an event played, every time it's always been vote with game 2 credits.
Mhm. Yeah. You can be pretty certain that almost every runner is going to play some number of events.
Mm.
I think the only time you deviate is against Arasana. You might choose program,
Yeah,
and
Arasana,
as you might choose hardware.
Azumarill. The mulch decks, when mulch was a thing, you wouldn't typically, if you're going to play a deck against that, if you'd say event, you'd probably say something else. Probably
Yeah.
RAM.
So we dirty laundried, I think, into archives, and
Okay. And that caused the
I think,
spin doctor.
well, spin doctors. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
now the spin
there you
doctor's
go.
gone. Yeah,
Yeah, I think they just forgot to remove it because they were shuffling R&D. I'm like, oh,
yeah. Okay, we got a first run, and it's a
ooh.
compile run. So Soham has raised Unsmiling Sarevna. We'll see if he decides to use the ability to give Andrew 2 credits. If he does, that means he'll only be able to break one of the printed subroutines.
And they got to be some. So
Yeah.
Revenue is normally a Sentry, but it will also have Code Gate because of the kit ability.
Yeah. So I think there's value certainly in choosing to give the 2 credits to Andrew, if you want those subs to fire.
Yes,
But
I
I
think it's
don't
almost
think we.
something you maybe always do. It's very good.
Yeah.
A scary piece of advice. I guess if Soham doesn't pick to do that, Andrew still has to pay like 3 credits to fully break it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's a solid piece of ice. So we've got 3 subroutines. One is do 2 net damage, one is give the runner a tag, and the last one is you, the corporation, may draw 1 or 2 cards.
Good subroutine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this piece of ice. I think it's really cool.
Andrew is breaking 1. Looks like Soham has drawn. I think Soham might have elected to give the 2 credits to Andrew, but that they might not have taken them.
I'm not sure he did. He might have broke the do 2 net damage and take a tag, unless that red dice is a tag, actually, maybe.
Oh, it could be a tag, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe he did.
He only paid 1 credit, so I think it's.
It would make sense that you would take the tag over the net damage, I think, generally.
Yeah. You can always just clear the tag afterwards. So now, after the run is over, I think does Compile put it on the bottom of the deck?
Yeah, the Someone's going to go straight to the bottom of the deck.
Yeah. But first, we get to use Cataloger. So we're using the mode. Well, we only have one mode. It's allowing you to look at the top 4 cards of R&D and put them back in any order.
Hopefully, there's some good cards there. If Andrew wants to, Cataloger has a click ability that if you've made a run on R&D, you can click it and remove a power counter to just access the top card of R&D.
Yeah.
Which can be really useful if you can't get back in, which you won't be able to in this situation. Well, actually, he can get back in, but it's very costly. You have to let this ice subroutines fire again, and then sort of draw for that. So, do you put the Cataloger card you actually wanted on the third one if you're going to go back like that? It's way too muddy to really do something like that.
So I think we just remembered that the Lever Summon was supposed to go to the bottom, and then
last play
Andrew
remove attack.
Remove tag, yeah. So again, we've got a lot of cards in HQ.
Because we drew 2 off the Saravana and then 1 for start of time. They're probably like 8 in HQ. Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
Oh no.
That's a bold play. So we've got
pretty good.
triple ice, triple card server. What do we think's in the server, Sean?
This could just straight up be the kill combo. Because Andrew played Compile and the Beastman was on the bottom of the deck, to get into that server realistically, you need to play 2 Sparks of Inspiration from hand now. And you have 4 credits.
Yeah,
So
not a good position.
You get in and it's the full kill combo and you take the re-education, you now have no money for punitive.
Yeah.
So it could be in a really bad spot here.
So we're going to draw 3 + 1 with Diesel. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is that you know that your main breaker is on the bottom of the deck.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at? We're looking at Jupstar Grid,
Re-education and Hollow Man.
Hollow Man, of course.
And that'll let you do it all in one turn. Because you can. They used to play. What did they used to play next time? I think they used to play Seamless Launch instead of Hollow Man. But Hollow Man doesn't cost any imp, so it's like way better.
Yep.
And yeah, you just bomb the Hollow Man onto Re-education, score it in one turn, res the Jup Stab before you score it, and then bottom your whole hand and forces a runner to do the same. And then they take a core damage.
Yep. No, it's game over.
Yeah. So this could be the end pretty quick. So we've sparked that Orca, which that does cause a shuffle, right? So the Beastman could be anywhere now.
Yeah.
We only have 1 credit.
Yeah. So I mean, we know what the top. We know the top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah. So there might be nothing in R&D. And we have no code gate solution. Soham's put quite the challenge in.
Ooh, trick shot.
Okay, so we can get through the Saravna as a sentry.
Breaking the Saravna will let Orca, which is a killer sentry breaker, charge one of our power counter cards as well. So we could charge Cataloger if this isn't gaming and then get it back up to 2 counters.
Yep, that's a handy combo. We're in a bit of a tough spot though still, I think.
Yeah.
So we're going to break it, and then that allows us to do a charge. On Cataloger. And we're going to use it straight away, or we're going to just access the top card?
We're going to trick shot for 2
yes,
cards.
Of course. We get to see 2, yeah.
But we would have seen them anyway. But I guess there was always a chance something like Andrew saw 2 agendas and went, oh, I can, if I do this, then trick shot it next turn. And
yeah. You can still contest the remote. Like it
Yeah.
nets you some extra credits.
Yeah, and we can do it in the same clip as our R&D round, which is nice. And the charge and but we're just straight out.
Yeah. Looks like we've got a ping resed now, so we know for sure that the red dice represents tags. That's a barrier. It's just going to say end the run. We can't really do anything about it.
It gives you a tag on res, which is why Andrew took a tag.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're in that limbo state just before you know you're in trouble.
Yeah,
You don't know what you can do
definitely
about
in
it.
trouble. When you see those two cards, I think that's it.
Yeah. We're already hovering over this card. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Right up on screen for us. So the combo, which I don't think they bothered to even play out. Re-education. So we score it and we just dump all of HQ into R&D, and then the runner has to put all the same number of cards away, but they don't get anything back. And after that, Jupstar Grid just does a core damage and it's good night.
GG.
GG. All right, so we're off to a interesting start with a bit of a bang. I think we will see some of these players again, but there's plenty more to see. A lot of good stuff coming up. Well, thank you, Sean, and thank you
Thank you.
everyone for watching.